this?
It's Thursday, and I have a new Queer Money episode on my podcast player.
Is something wrong?
Nope, nothing's wrong. We didn't make a mistake and publish a show early.
That's right. We're adding a bonus episode to each week.
Why?
Well, we wanted to spill the tea on more of the incredible data that came out of the Motley Fool Debt-Free Guys LGBTQ plus money study.
So welcome to the first episode in that miniseries.
It's Thursday, and you're listening to Queer Money episode number 331. So let's get on with the show.
Welcome, folks, to this special series, Queer Money series, focusing on the Debt-Free Guys Motley Fool LGBTQ plus money study. So why an LGBTQ money study? We wanted to set that as the foundation for this series so you kind of understand where all this data is coming from. Back in 2019, John and I were doing some public speaking, and we were at a company and we were talking, and they had asked us to stop referring to another brand and the study that they had done that shared some data about the LGBTQ community, specifically around their finances. And we said to them, we'd love to use someone else, but unfortunately there isn't anyone else. And so that really is kind of the foundation as to why we partnered with the Motley Fool to do this particular money study. We were tired of being completely left out of the conversation, that the LGBT community was always a footnote or an addendum to a study, right? We were the 10% of all the people that were basically surveyed, and we wanted one that was specifically about our community.
Yeah, there's just been such a dearth of data specific to the LGBTQ plus community and its finances. And as David alluded to, most of the times we're just a subset of a broader study. So very often there are these other studies that do address LGBTQ plus money issues only include about 300 to 500 LGBTQ plus people. But part of the problem with that is that while that's a tiny sample, it's very often overweighted by gay men, followed by lesbian women, and we obviously know that the experiences of everybody in the alphabet of the LGBTQ plus community or the queer community has different experiences. So to have gay men sort of to dictate sort of how everybody else is experiencing money in this country is not fair. And so we wanted to do something that was specific to the LGBTQ plus community. We didn't want to be an addendum. We wanted a valid sample of LGBTQ plus people. And we did that with getting a sample of 2005 LGBTQ plus people, as well as 702 transgender folks.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we looked back on was, if you think about SMART goals, one of the things with SMART goals is the M stands for measurable, right? Well, we didn't have consistent data that we could use to measure what was actually going on in the LGBT community when it came to our finances. When we have these series of questions, we want to be able to ask them again and again, year after year, or every couple of years, to see if there's any progress or where the community may be falling behind because of societal impacts of what's going on. So really, this study, we hope, will set a baseline as to where we as a community can move forward, how we can start making financial progress, how we can close the wage gaps for folks based on sexual orientation and gender identity, how we can show that the community is starting to participate in using the tools and taking the part in the habits that allow us to actually get financial security and financial independence.
So join us every Thursday when we pick apart and dive deeper into more of the data from the study to see what we can do to help move the LGBTQ plus community forward in its financial independence. And if you're one of the people who's still asking the questions, why queer money, we highly suggest that you check out the Why Queer Money series that we highlight on the podcast feed for Queer Money Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, there's a whole series there. There's a highlight, go to the stories highlight, and you can watch all of those reels that we've put together there.
So thank you, and stay tuned for your Queer Money takeaway from this episode.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Queer Money Podcast. Even though it was a short one, here's your Queer Money takeaway from this episode. This week was just the intro into this new Queer Money Podcast bonus series.
Join us every Thursday for a 3 to 5 minute money tidbit about what's happening in the LGBTQ plus community and our money based on this Motley Fool Debt Free Guys LGBTQ plus money study. We'll chat about why the data is what it is and share at least one Queer Money takeaway as a solution.
So we'll see you all next Tuesday for our regular Queer Money Podcast, and then next Thursday for the true first episode of this bonus series.